Portland Startup Community Primer to make sure you're starting off 2024 on the right foot. The most popular and least popular stories on Silicon Florist, Ian Williams of Deadstock Coffee, and his thoughts and guidance on community. This is the last Friday. That means next week is First Friday at Upstart Collective. Let's get into it for the last episode of 2023. All right, this is the last recap episode of the Silicon Florist podcast, the Portland Startup Community podcast. I don't even know what to call this thing. It's for you to better understand what's happening in the community. I realize I've only been doing this for a few months, but it's kind of like it. It's been an absolute joy for me to show up and hang out with you every week, and I hope it's been helpful to you. It's definitely been helpful to me. It helps me remember what happened week to week. If you'd like to get more of this stuff on a regular basis, just subscribe. This is the last official work day of 2023, and we'll be on to 2024 before you know it, or next week, which is when it happens. First and foremost, took some time to hang out with some folks, answer questions about the Portland startup community. It's kind of a primer about what's going on. Really helps you kind of navigate, kind of find your way around the Portland startup community, and gets you started off on the right foot for 2024. I got some really good feedback on the Portland Startup Slack, pdxslack.com. Just go there. You can sign up, come hang out. From Kevin Tremstra, I'm not slaughtering that as someone whose last name is slaughtered on a regular basis. I apologize, Kevin T, if I mispronounced your name. But Kevin took the time to send me some DMs over the holidays to say, hey, look, I've been part of these other Slacks. These are the ways that they've engaged the community. These are the ways that they've been helpful, and maybe consider implementing some of those on the Portland Startup Slack. And I took that advice to heart. Stay tuned to the Portland Startup Slack for a few changes here and there, hopefully positive, hopefully helping you feel more connected with the Portland Startup community. And as always, it's not just Kevin that needs to be providing me feedback. You can provide me feedback too. The end of the year is always a time to kind of look back, see things as they were, assess what happened, what maybe could have gone better, just themes and trends of what's happening in the community. So in the spirit of that, I went back through all of the Silicon Florist posts one by one, just to see what was most popular with the community, because I thought it might be helpful. So I put up a post that is the top 10 posts from Silicon Florist. The number one is Portland startup community. What can we be doing? What can we be doing better? How can people get more engaged? So that was the number one post. That was the thing people were most concerned about. So I was happy to see that. More community stuff. More, can Portland regain its vibe? What does the future look like of Portland? Another negative kind of story that resonated with the community was VirtuLab not getting its funding from Business Oregon. At a time when climate change is important to everyone everywhere, having that kind of hit to our climate tech organization can be a little challenging. But stuff's happening. Climate Curious is doing a great job. VirtuLab is still doing a great job. They're just going to have to figure out, how to kind of replace that funding that was so critical to them. So all in all, I think VirtuLab will see it through. But that's always hard when you lose some funding. So I think that was part of the reason people were reading that. The big startup story, so not just startup community, but the company that attracted the most attention, which stands to reason, is 60, which is the new pursuit from Matt Ellis, who is the founder of Cloudability. This is his new startup. And not only is it a successful, exited serial entrepreneur starting a company, it's very much focused on AI. So there's little to no surprise that was one of the most popular stories of the year. And I will continue to track on 60 in 2024. I'm excited to see where that project goes. Coming in late at the year, but climbing up the charts really rapidly was Pitch Black. The fact that Pitch Black applications opened drew a lot of attention. I think I told you they received applications from 20 states and Kenya. Makes perfect sense that Pitch Black would jump right up the charts to be in the top 10. Speaking of Pitch Black, the founder of Pitch Black, Stephen Green, comes in at the next slot because he took the helm of Business for a Better Portland and has now served as the director of that organization for the bulk of the year, if not the entire year of 2023. That story was very popular. I think, Business for a Better Portland is near and dear to a lot of our hearts here in the startup community. And so it's great to have a leader like Stephen Green who is guiding that organization into the future. Finally, another community story. It's the Hello Portland Startup Community story. So if you're not familiar with this little thing that we do, it's really just a brief profile on you. You take a few minutes, you fill out this form, and you're like, hi, this is me. This is what I'm doing. This is why I like Portland. This is where you can connect with me. And then I publish that to Silicon Florist. I also talk about it here. If you're part of the startup community and you want to be more connected to more people, maybe just moved here and you want to meet more people. Maybe just started a new company and you want more people to know about it. This is your opportunity. This is your platform to introduce yourself to more people in the startup community. So Hello Portland Startup Community kind of rounded out the top 10. And then, of course, I provided the least popular story for the year, which was my Startup Santa stuff. So heard, I hear you. Startup Santa, not a crowd favorite. I'll let you make your own decisions. I'll link up Startup Santa right here, and you can just watch it and be like, yeah, that was stupid. Or, there's something there. Maybe keep working on that Startup Santa character and see how it works in the future. Yeah, whatever. So those are the top 10 posts for the year and the worst post. End of the year, I was going through stuff I meant to get to, and one of the things that was on my list was the It's About to Go Down podcast, which had Ian Williams as a guest. Ian Williams, as folks may know, is the founder of Deadstock Coffee, which is a sneaker-themed coffee shop here in Portland, Oregon. Amazing shop. And full disclosure, I got the chance to work with Ian as part of the Built Accelerator. But, Ian is super thoughtful and insightful about community. And he took the time to sit down with the folks on the podcast to just kind of talk through his thoughts on community. And I thought it was a really great way to kind of not only round out the year, but start our thinking for next year. So I'll link that up, make sure you've got access to that, but take some time to listen to Ian and his thoughts because I really appreciate him, really appreciate his guidance and mentorship, and his thoughts on community are super insightful and inspiring. So I would encourage you to take advantage of that. This is the last official work day of 2023. This is the last Friday of 2023. So you know what that means. That's right. Next Friday is the first Friday. And what happens on first Fridays? The first Friday of 2024? Absolutely. Our friends at Upstart Collective have their first Friday happy hour. So if you're interested and feeling social in the beginning of the new year, take some time to pop by Upstart Collective on Friday, January 5th, I believe. It's Friday. It's the first Friday. I think it starts around 5 o'clock or so, but a really good opportunity to just connect with people who work out of that space, other people from the community. Happens every first Friday, once a month. So if you miss this one, not a big deal, but I would encourage you to attend it if you have time. All right, I rambled a lot this week. I don't know if I kept it under 10 minutes. Sometimes when I have less to talk about, I talk more. It's really nice to get to spend part of 2023 with you. I look forward to spending more of 2024 with you and learning about what you're doing and hearing more about what's happening in the community and being able to share that with you. But until next year, please keep up the good work.